And perhaps the thing I can't resist more than anything else is a seed with a great backstory. Every year as we approach spring, we're shown endless possibilities of what we can grow. Endless varieties, endless promises. But a garden isn't built on endless possibility. It's built on choice. Your choice, to be exact. In this week's video, we're reviewing the seeds that earned their place in my garden this year. Not because they're popular or trendy, but because they belong. This will be a video about why I chose the seeds that I chose. I'm not going to show you everything that I'm going to be growing this year, but I want to show you a few things that earned their place. It's never been easier to grow so many different varieties of plants from seed. And when there's so much that's possible, it really does become difficult to make a choice. I love looking through seed catalogs, but I have to admit all those beautiful pictures can sometimes get me distracted. So for me, my selection criteria is pretty straightforward. I'm looking for seeds with a past, seeds that will reward my patience, and seeds that are going to support my whole garden, not just themselves. And perhaps the thing I can't resist more than anything else is a seed with a great backstory. When everything is possible, choosing becomes the work. So instead of showing you everything that I'm growing this year, I want to show you the few things that earned their place. These seeds aren't trendy, they're my companions, and each one was chosen with intention. I'll start with the one that always comes first. I came across this seed the way I come across most of the plants that I end up loving, through reading. In 1947, Vita Sackville-West wrote an article about a combination of plants that would give a brilliant blue effect, and one of these plants she referred to as her favorite, Phacelia campanularia. After reading the name, I had no idea what this plant was, which felt like the point. It turns out that it's a California native, desert bluebells, and it's an annual, and it's supposed to be easy to grow from seed. So last season, I found some seeds on the Stover Seed website. When I saw a picture of these plants on the seed pack, I thought maybe the color was enhanced a little bit. But you know what? They are this blue. I now understand why Vita Sackville-West considered this one of her favorite flowers. I grew this in my Michigan garden for the very first time last season. Because we moved to our new Kentucky garden, I really wasn't able to see them grow through the season. When I look at that beautiful blue bloom, I can't help but wonder how many gardeners, since that article was written in 1947, has Vita Sackville-West inspired to grow this plant. If the first seed teaches me curiosity, this next seed teaches me the power of a great story. Dianthus carthusianorum, or the Carthusian pink. I first learned on the Select Seeds website that this plant was named after the monks of the Carthusian order. The order was established in 1084, and the monks live a devout and hidden life. Their motto, translated to English, is "The cross stands firm while the world turns." I fell in love with that story. I first grew this plant in my Michigan garden. I really loved this plant, and so I definitely want to grow it in my Kentucky garden. But when I was researching this plant, I found the funniest thing. From a book called The English Rock Garden, Volume 1, which was written in 1918, by a gentleman named Reginald Ferrer. And apparently Reginald was not a fan of the Carthusian pink. He describes it as follows. Its lank ugliness is notorious, of tall, naked stem, topped by a tight brown calyxed head, from which spasmodically peep small spotty stars of magenta rose or crimson. I don't think Reginald liked the Carthusian pink, but I can assure you, I do. Because I'm very interested in growing native plants for my new Kentucky garden, the next seed that I pick, I actually learned about at the Oudoff Garden, Detroit. Verbena hastata, also known by the common name of blue vervain. Blue vervain is a perennial wildflower that's native to North America. It's recognized by its tall branching spikes, and it has a very stiff, upright habit. Although it's beautiful when it's in flower, what attracted my attention to this plant, and the reason why I want to grow this from seed, is that even after the flowers turn brown, it's got great structure in the garden. The next seed that earned its place in my garden this season, I also learned from reading. In an article written by Vita Sackville-West, April 16, 1950, and she writes, "When I was small, I had a book called Flowers That Do Not Disappoint. They nearly all did, but that was probably my fault so far as the annuals were concerned." And she goes on to list a series of annuals that she thinks would be great for the garden, one of which is Linaria, and specifically the one that goes by the name Fairy Bouquet. And this toad flax is not to be confused with the one that is invasive. This is an annual, and Fairy Bouquet is a charming blend of bright-colored, dainty 3/4 inch flowers that are held above airy foliage. This is an easy plant to grow from seed, and it can be directly sown into the garden. And you can purchase these seeds from one of my favorite seed suppliers, Select Seeds. Linaria is a cool season blooming annual, and it attracts bees and butterflies. This plant has definitely earned its place in this year's garden. There are more seeds waiting quietly off camera, but these 4 are where I begin this year. These are the ones that earn their place in my garden. They remind me that patience, attention, and care are what make a garden yours. A garden doesn't need to be full of all the seeds from all the catalogs to be meaningful. It just needs to belong to you. I'd love to hear if you're planning to grow any plants from seed this year. That's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.